thinking about starting a home-based business? This episode is for you. We're going to be talking about tips, tricks, and all that fun stuff of getting started.
Hello and welcome to episode 73 of Soho Insights, brought to you by Parallels, the company behind the Plus Control Panel, the control panel you need to use if you host your website anywhere as a small office, home office business. All of our web hosting clients do. And Ovali. At Ovali, we sell hosting. In that respect, we're a little like GoDaddy, except that Ovali is run by women and owned by women. We offer you the same services we use to build our own business. At Ovali, we simply want to help you create something for you. Hello, I'm Kathy.
And I'm Jen, and today's Soho Insights episode is all about getting started. Building a home-based business is not always super easy to do. It's really easy to get the idea and fall in love with it and tell all your friends and ask your husband if it would be okay, but it's another thing to actually do it and start telling other people that it's out there and you can actually, do business with me.
Yes, but a lot of our followers that watch this already have businesses, so maybe you'll find something in here that
actually we're talking about a lot of really fun things that'll just get you kind of thinking versus how-tos. There is definitely some how-tos in there, but so just to talk about it, we're going over 4 segments. So it's 30 minutes long. All of our Soho Insights shows, which stand for Small Office, Home Office Insights, they're all recorded live in the Ovali TV
edited.
Studio. Not edited. And so you can actually show up on Monday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 Eastern, and chat with us. We're on the chat right now. So if you are on chat, we're on chat.
Say hi.
You don't have to beg them to say hi. But if you're on, you can always say hi, and we would love to give your business a little plug. But we're working on our shows, segmenting it out to make it into shorter shows, because we love doing the live stuff, especially when we have guests on. It's super fun. There's a lot of interaction with the chat and asking the guests questions, and it's cool.
It's cool and it's
cool.
fun. That's your words. We use cool and we use fun too often.
I don't use cool that often.
Well, we use fun. I use
huge.
I use huge and fun.
The other night during the Young Female Entrepreneurs live stream, I said incredible like 8 times in a row.
Well, we have...
That's incredible. Wow, incredible.
We have
I
Apple.
Don't say incredible either.
Well, we both have Apple TV now. And so when over the weekend we decided to watch, Tracy and I decided to watch some in a big screen TV too. So Jen and I were magnified quite large in our living room while I listened to, that's really fun. That's incredible.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love you. Oh, I like you. Good idea.
We've got to get some new words.
But all right, going back, because we just got off on a tangent. We're going to be talking about 4 key takeaways here. The first one we're going to be talking about is getting started by getting online. A lot of people make the mistake of waiting to get online until you have your business idea nailed down pat. But as web hosts, because that's what we do for a business, it's Ovali.com. So if you need web hosting, come and visit us. But a lot of people come to us at the point in time where you've already got the business name, you've got the idea started, and then you get the website up. But they miss that entire opportunity of being online where it's just you and you're researching and you're meeting people online.
So Jessica Newell's one of those.
So we're gonna talk about it a little bit more. Then we're gonna talk about ideas for moms, 10 business concepts that you can start today. Celebrity businesses is our third segment.
That was my big thing I had to do today. I had to research celebrities, and I only got to 2.
Well, what can we learn from them? We actually came up with a good takeaway from that. Celebrity businesses are just fun anyway. And then resources for the small office, home office business owner is another one. Oh, my hair is
Don't
messy.
Look.
So anyway, we've got 4 awesome segments that you can take something away from, whether you're just getting started or you've watched our show before. So yeah. Oh, a couple things that we wanted to talk about before we get into the segments is the first one was Blogger, and then what was the first one?
Oh, you know what? I didn't ever mention Spark.
Oh, I got it. Hold on. Action calendar. So we're doing this. You can show the image. We're doing a fun action calendar every month, and we just started for April, and it worked out really well for our team. I don't know if you guys are following along, but it's just one little action every day.
She asked me, and she asked Carissa.
Yeah, and we put it up on our Facebook page, and you guys can check in with us over on Facebook and let us know if you're doing it along with us. We ask things like what book you're reading. Yesterday was, or actually it's today, it's mixing it up. We're moving our furniture around, moving our desk around a little bit, and we moved something around in here.
Oh. Yes, but I wanted to say, and you moved it. I'm reading Think and Grow Rich again, by the way. I wanted to start reading that again.
Interesting.
But the thing we moved is behind us.
So go to ovaleye.tv/action. We're going to have a new May 1 that Carissa and Mom are going. This is my mother, my business partner, by the way, Kathy. They're going to debut it tomorrow on Small Businesses Do It Better.
What are we debuting?
At 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 Eastern.
Oh, the action calendar.
And like Mom was saying, last week we announced that Mom is going to be a speaker at the Spark and Hustle tour.
We did not. I don't think we
didn't talk about it. Well,
no.
we announced it online,
Heather
not on the show.
Heather announced it on Small Businesses Do It Better that Chic Inc. is going to be a part of the speaking, and I am going to be a speaker too, and so is Melody Behringer of Crave Company.
So,
and those are the only ones I know. I don't know the other ones. Yeah. I'm getting to know them on
Twitter.
Twitter.
If you're in the Seattle area, come so you can hear Mom and see her in person. But also,
Please,
it's happening around the United States, and it seems like a really great tour to be part of.
I'm already following Spark and Hustle. If you haven't, you should check them out. Tori Johnson is a small business advocate, and she's on Good Morning America.
So apart from that, we were featured. Another fun thing that happened to us last week was we were featured on blogher.com. And if you're not a dude or a blogger, you might not know about this site, but it's huge. It's a really big site that we do follow, and it's blogher.com, just like that, blog and her. You can see it. We were on the homepage over the weekend, and we were featured as a game changer, changing the cloud landscape and how small businesses get that service. So it was a really fun article, and actually fun little piece of trivia was that Catherine Finney, the author of the article, the one that interviewed us, we featured her on a Soho Insights.
I thought she sounded
because
familiar.
She's a top blogger, a top fashion blogger. She's like the number 2 or number 3 top fashion blogger out there. Yeah, it's really funny.
It goes around.
We'll have to link to that episode in here.
This actually came about too. We've been doing a lot. What's the deal with this?
I don't know.
We have been filling out interviews lately, and all of this stuff that we're going to talk about tonight comes in real handy when you are doing blogs, when you're doing interviews, when you have to speak in Soho Insights and things like that. So this is kind of a refresher course for all of us too that we've been doing lately.
So let's go ahead and get started. But before we do, I want to say thank you so much to our sponsors, Parallels.
Wait a minute.
What?
We have one before Parallels.
Oh, Joanna Morgan.
Joanna Morgan. I want to specially thank her tonight. This is the last night we will be there's Joanna Morgan Designs. Please follow her at joannamorgandesigns.com. Hop onto her Facebook page.
Get onto her newsletter. She's a newsletter, right?
Oh, yes. Please like her or, sign up for the newsletter. I can't tell you how much I've learned about jewelry and how creative she is. And I mean, she's just a wonderful person.
Well, and if you're interested in marketing too, you can always look at and see what she's doing as far as she's very creative as far as trying to capture her audience and keep people interested. So,
and she's in Seattle too. Okay, so here is, I hadn't worn this necklace yet, so I wanted to wear it, and unfortunately I did not look and see what kind it is, but it's black with silver, and I think it's gorgeous with pretty earrings, danglies.
And you've worn mine before.
Oh, this is like my favorite. In fact, it got pinned a million times. Yes, so Joanna Morgan, I can't thank you enough. And there is a special deal she is giving everybody, and I will be using that deal. I don't know what I'm buying yet. I have to go through it.
So what's the deal?
It is free shipping, and we'll have the coupon code on our
Fun Jewels.
on ovaleye.tv tomorrow too.
Yeah. So thank you so much,
Thank
Joanna
you
Morgan.
again.
Gorgeous jewelry. We wanted to talk about Parallels now, too. They are our sponsor of Soho Insights. Fantastic company. They provide our web hosting members with a control panel that was made for the small business owner that doesn't have the budget to hire a design or marketing team to help them set up email addresses, manage hosted applications like their CRM, or even do simple website maintenance. The team at Parallels really cares about the end user and takes the time to research products and applications that every small business owner needs. It's easy to navigate. The web presence builder is a really big deal. On May 4th, Friday, May 4th, Carissa Dunphy, our community relations manager, and she's the co-host of Small Businesses Do It Better on Tuesday, she's going to be teaching a DIY webinar for website design and making sure that everything looks like your brand. And she's going to be giving some secret tips on some cloud design tools. Yes. It'll be really good. And then, of course, WordPress is a one-click button install with it too, which is always nice. And it should be easy for all small business owners to be able to launch their own websites and set up emails. And Parallels Plus Control Panel ensures that every small business owner can do that with just a few clicks. So head on over to ovaleye.tv/parallels to find out more about how Parallels is working to make the lives of small businesses everywhere that much easier.
Thank you, Parallels.
Thank you. I'm a little stepped up. I apologize.
Yeah, but we're very lucky to work with such great businesses like Parallels.
So lucky. Yes. So getting into our 4 topics. We talked about what we're doing so far for Ovaleye, what's been going on, and then we talked about our sponsors, and now we're getting into 4 segments. The first one being getting started online. So if you're just thinking about starting a business, right? Our first tip of advice for you.
Jen scribbles.
What? Well, that's the first title. So the next slide, please.
Oh, that's pretty background, though.
I know. I spent some extra time trying to prepare for this evening, make sure it looked really nice and clean for you guys. So we've got a short video that we recorded earlier, and it's saying, "Hey, get up online." Get up online. What's that song? It's Push It. It's inappropriate. Anyway, here's a short video about getting online and figuring out your personal brand.
And in this video, I'm going to be speaking to the person that hasn't started a small business yet, but is interested in doing so. So you're in the investigative period, where you're looking into what business models and industries best fit your interests. So I'm going to give you a few tips. The first one being to purchase the book by Robin Fisher Roffer called Make a Name for Yourself. It deals with creating a personal brand and really figuring out who it is that you are and what you have to offer the world. Now, once you figure that out, so just to go over the book quickly, it's 8 steps every woman needs to create a personal brand strategy for success. It says woman in there, yes, but it could appeal to any man too that's looking for the same thing. So college grads, this is an awesome book for you guys. So actually, being a little bit of the type A that I am, I did make a worksheet for myself. She gives you like these different questions that you can answer, and so I went ahead and answered all of them for myself. Probably 3 or so years ago when I was first getting into Ovaleye, and it's really remained true to this day, where you put together a tagline, a mission statement, so a lot of the things you'll do for a business, but you're just doing for yourself right now. This is important because when you're in the investigative period in your business, you don't know exactly where you're going, but you need to get out there and start networking with people to find out what is really happening on the ground level within the industries that you're looking into. So figuring out what your personal brand is a great step to do so. So the best ways to get out and network with people once you figured out your personal brand is this is where Ovaleye comes in. We're a web host, domain name provider, and cloud service provider. And we're women-owned, majority women-owned, family-owned business. Our servers are out in Seattle. And so the next tip that I would give you is to purchase a domain name and a hosting package. And the one that I'm going to recommend to you, the investigative business owner, is to get the blogger package. So it's $4.95 a month or $54.45 a year, and that comes with a free domain name. So just to show you what you do, go ahead and click Get Started. And then we're going to select, I'd recommend doing the annual one just because you save
basically
a free year,
we back up
and you
and
also
everything.
get a free domain name.
Yes, I'm picking that up.
Yeah, so basically in the video, that is not a good still shot. We'll turn that off.
And
So basically in the video, what we're saying is that the 3 tips is to figure out your personal brand, to purchase web hosting and a domain
this
name.
book too. This book has gotten us through so many things. And my first list that I ever did, which was in the dark, almost going to bed at one night, it had the five descriptional words for me: motivation, accountability, good listener, risk taker, and good attitude.
That sound like you. Well, it's funny because I did not do this. I have it typed out and with nice little images that I brought off online, and I put it in a binder. And I did this 2 years ago, maybe even 3 years ago, when I first started with Ovaleye, and it's still pretty much true. The 3 years later, what I wrote down there, what my mission statement is, what my vision statement is. And that was really helpful because it wasn't talking about the business you were starting. Because if you're not sure of the business that you want to start, maybe you have a couple ideas, focus in on what it is that you're passionate about, like what she says in here. Figure out what your mission in life is, what your vision for your life is, and what people are drawn to you about and what you're really good at.
You have to find out those skills that you're really good at.
But it's good though, because wouldn't you say when you were first starting out, because Mom had an online, she talked about this in our blog, her article.
And in Spark and Hustle, they took a couple pieces off of it.
Yeah, so you started with Main Street Music, and there was a very long period of time where Mom was trying to figure out exactly what it is that she wanted to do.
You mean in the Main Street Music part?
Yeah, for Main Street Music.
Yeah, because Napster took a part of the music industry and kind of put it upside down, and we had to figure out, okay, so where are we going next? Because shortly after we opened our store, all of the record stores were closing a year or two later because Napster had done a huge amount of damage. I said huge. Producer's going to count how many times
we should
I
have
do it.
a drinking game. Soho Insight's drinking game.
Huge. How many times I could say huge? Anyways, that was a big game changer for me, was Napster.
Yeah, so this was helpful then.
Anything to do with my passion and where I should go next is good.
What it was that you actually liked about your business.
Yes, and what I liked about myself in the business. So
yeah, it's good. So we're going to move on to our second segment since we're running out of time. Our second segment is on ideas for moms. We decided to focus on moms specifically because we're coming up to Mother's Day. And a lot of the people that watch our show are women.
Yes, they are.
And may or may not be moms. And so this is 10 business concepts that you can start today. And because you always see these long lists of things that you can do. Well, and you have to go back to school to become a lawyer, or you have to do this, or you have to do that. And these are really things that anyone, based off of your passion that you pick up from this book, or whatever work that you do on yourself, and you figure out what your passion is, you can then translate it into a few different things. And the ones that we wanted to highlight today, the first one was the blogger. So we've got 10 items on this list.
It's right here. Yeah. Well, they're not going to read that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's this list. So the first one we wanted to mention is Blogger, because we did talk about buying web hosting and domain names. And
yeah, that's the simplest package ever too. It's just a domain name and a website basically, and that's a WordPress blog. So you can blog. But I want to say, we have Instagram and we follow all those mommy bloggers. They all went to Disneyland last week.
Disney World,
Social
media moms.
I am so jealous of that kind of thing.
And even if you're not going to get paid, as Megan Thomas, she's at 425mom.com. You guys should all check her out because she's one of my favorite people to talk to, because I think she's just fascinating. She got pregnant. She was she's fairly young. She was a couple years out of college, I think, when she got pregnant. And she she took up blogging really before mommy blogging was a thing. And it wasn't necessarily that she started for monetization necessarily, but it was more of She
She
got a
found
lot
the
of
ins and outs.
products,
Yes.
but she got a lot of
For
companies.
her babies.
Hundreds of companies would email
did
her and
great.
say, "Can I send you a free stroller? Can I send you free clothes?" And as a new mom, those things add up. So it was a pretty sweet deal for her. So,
Yeah, so blogging comes in handy, but you have to really look at what you really enjoy doing and then focusing on that, because there's a lot of mommy bloggers out there now.
well, not even just mommy bloggers. Let's say that you wanted to open up. I know one of our web hosting members is looking at opening up a kitchen to do cooking lessons.
Oh, I love that idea.
You
For
could take
kids.
that up into a whole other area and start blogging about your favorite recipes to do with your kids. And yes, you're kind of offering free help, right? Because these are lessons that you would teach in real
And
life.
how you would go about hiding those peas and carrots, though my grandson loves peas.
But it's offering that free stuff up front is always helpful. It shows people that you're an expert and that you've got fun ideas once you get them there in real life.
I follow a lot of gluten-free bloggers too. Anything that is kind of part of your life, you blog about. And I love
Yeah.
those people.
So the second one that we wanted to talk about was a virtual assistant. So 3 out of 10. The second one is virtual assistant, and that's really for it could run the gamut of what
Many
you'd be
people
able to
have
do.
these virtual assistants, so it's a very popular work industry.
Where you could have multiple accounts.
Even the bloggers
multiple
need
clients. Yeah, so multiple clients that you would charge hourly, and you would be your own business. You could hire other additional
work at
VAs
home with
as
your
their
kids.
employees. Yeah.
Yes.
Make your own hours. Just make sure
Or a little
that things
extra
are
income.
And a lot of these points that we had on the list that you can download at ovaleye.tv along with this episode tomorrow are points that you can do at any hour of the day. So there are some of them, like event planner is one of them, that you most likely have to create, certain meetings with vendors during the day.
But every mother is an event planner
Yeah.
at some point in her
So-
life. So.
Yeah, just monetizing
Yes.
things that you do is always helpful. So virtual assistant is a good one to look at. And the last one that we wanted to mention was handmade goods. Because, oh my goodness, I have so many friends on Facebook that are doing amazing things,
Yes.
and they're just doing it for fun. But if you turn around and start to offer that, I know you always go to these networking meetings and they ask you, why did you start your business? And there are women that do jewelry or that do, even Joanna Morgan's story was like
and
this,
the
right?
purses, yes.
She made jewelry. She was interviewed in Small Businesses Do It Better, and by the third party she went to, when she sold a necklace off her body to someone, she said, "Okay, let's go ahead and make this into a business." And you hear a lot of stories like that. And so, along with this, again, creating the blog is a really nice way, no matter what, if that's your business or not. It's a good way to network with people and to remind them, and for marketing. So you could sell off of Etsy and then have that blog to use as marketing and
Telling
furthering
you, a
connecting
domain
everything.
name and a website at ovaleye.com is the only way to go.
So those were three ideas out of the 10. Again, you can go to ovaleye.tv along with this episode. It's episode 73 of Soho Insights, and you can download that and print it out and look through the
There's
ideas.
a lot of good resources.
If you or a friend needs some spark of
Motivation,
motivation,
inspiration. Yes.
whatever.
Okay, next one.
So the next segment that we wanted to go into was a fun one. It's celebrity businesses and what can we learn from them. So there was this article that
Jen
just
found
came
that.
out from Business Insider, and it was 17 businesses that are kind of wacky,
Okay,
weirdo
but let's
ones.
read the title here. Diamond Mines and Stripper Poles, 17 Weird Celebrity Side Businesses. And somewhere on there, where did it say? It said, diamond mines, stripper poles, oil spill cleanup, and just the tip of the entrepreneur.
Who do you
iceberg.
think does the oil spill cleanup? A celebrity business owner.
Okay, that was pretty cool.
Should have played this like a guessing game.
Yeah.
If you're on the chat, you could guess and tell us. But so you pulled out a couple celebrities
I
that you
only
wanted
did
to talk
two.
about.
One of them is there's the person at the bottom there. And what a photo for that.
I know.
too.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
They did a good job with the article.
Yeah, it was very fun. But the ones I did are Jessica Alba and Sammy Hagar.
I have it pulled up too.
Do you?
Yeah. Here's Jessica Alba's.
She's got a pretty website. I think it's very nice. And a nice resource for moms.
I guess I could like this.
She's been on the news a lot because of this. She's part of charities too. So What's the domain name? Honest
It is,
Company?
Yeah.
No,
well, the Honest Company is
honest.com.
what it is.
I mean, it's really just darling. And she puts a lot of herself into marketing this. Her kids are all over it, and her family, and why she does it. And she has a partner there,
So who's the second one that you wanted to pull out?
Sammy Hagar. I am a big fan of Sammy Hagar. And I love, and the bad part of all this is I've always wanted to go to Cabo Wabo in Mexico, not those other ones. Might be that I go to Vegas, who knows, but I cannot have tequila anymore because of I'm gluten-free, and there's gluten in tequila. So that upset me very much.
Sad. You
Yes.
know who has had Cabo Wabo?
Yes, you have.
Yeah.
Thank you for telling me
I
that.
went.
And our son. So, but the part that I
It's
like
not that cool.
but well, hey, okay. So the part I like about Sammy Hagar is that he is the brand. He is the person that has his website's really pretty too. If you like his music, it's got his bands, it's got his music, it's got his news, history about everything about Sammy Hagar is on redrocker.com. And so then you can look at all of the places that where Cabo Wabo is too. And he's very friendly and up with all the fans, and he goes to all the Cabo Wabos, and I just really like who he is as a person.
Yeah, so go to ovaleye.tv to find that link. There's 17 of them that they really did pull out some really unique ones that you don't really think of as far
Like
as a
the
celebrity
diamond
that owns
Akon.
a business.
Akon has a diamond mine
That
in
doesn't
South
surprise me.
Africa. Yes.
So anyway, the one thing that we pulled away from all of the celebrity and the business owners and all of that stuff, because we like to cover celebrities because they're
They're fun.
fun, and it was to have that personal brand recognized, whether you're a celebrity or not. They pulled from their passions, like Jessica Alba. It's not like she's doing anything related to movies. She was passionate about her family and taking care of them and making sure products were good and safe for them.
I will
and she
say,
created a business around it. It's all about your passion
right.
and your personal.
but the research that I did, all of them have their own brand. You know, they, like Sammy Hagar has the Red Rocker, but everything is, if you Google Sammy Hagar, it's Red Rocker and what he does, and then the business is second. So I am recommending that you always have your own name as your brand. So domain name and then the website, excuse me. So ovaleye.com again for those domains. I have Kathy K. Nelson and you have Jennifer Dono. Yeah. So I think it's important that we have that brand.
Yeah, it's important. All right, so we just talked about our third point, which was on the celebrity businesses. We talked first about getting started, making, the initial, what all this conversation is really revolving around is getting online when you're thinking about it.
Yes, getting started and getting
and that's
inspiration.
When you ask people what do they regret most about, getting started, it was that they didn't get started soon enough.
I mean, I'm one to say that too.
Yeah, and so getting out there and getting your name known is fantastic. The second point that we talked about are some ideas of different ways that you could monetize your passions, whether it's blogging, being a virtual assistant, etc. And the more, I guess on that point, the more niche that you can be. So I blog about mommy stuff with twins. We have a web hosting member.
You blog about mommies?
No, I don't. Our web hosting member does.
Okay.
So the more niche specific that you can get, the better, because it's great for search engines. It's good for your passion that you create this community around this really small niche.
You mentioned Megan. She specifically blogs about our community and her kids and things like that.
She's a fantastic blogger. Again, 425mom.com. All right, so then we talked about celebrity businesses, and
which
again
just
pulled
gives
away.
you inspiration and motivates you.
Yeah, so the last one that we're going to talk about are some resources for small office, home office businesses. So if you want to create a business out of your home office, what you should look for. And what were the 2 points that you said once we said that? I said, okay, let's finish it off with the resources, and you said we have to mention.
I don't remember.
She said SCORE and SBA.
But I think everybody should do the SCORE just to hear what they have to say, because the first business I opened, Main Street Music, they told me that it would never work because the margins are bad, and they gave all this negative stuff. And I basically cried on the way home, I think, to that. But it's very important you hear all
the good and the bad.
sides. Yes, so.
Yeah, so SBA is the Small Business, is it association or is it, I forget what the A stands for, but it's a government agency, right?
.org, but it has tons of resources.
But so SCORE is underneath it as a part of it. So
It's
SBA
the
does backed
mentors.
loans. And so most home-based businesses aren't going to be seeking a loan unless you're like a construction company. I could think of SBA
women-owned
funding.
businesses have
Women-owned
a whole
businesses
section.
do have
Minority
yeah.
is what they are under, which
Yeah.
is stupid, but whatever.
Well, whatever.
I think it should be out there.
That's SBA, and then SCORE's underneath it, and it's mentors, basically, a group of retired individuals, really,
Yeah.
who are out there, and they look over your business plan, help you put together a business plan, and give you advice. So it's a really good resource that not enough people know about. I swear,
No,
every time we mention it, they kind of like this. Huh?
Actually, I did do it for Oval Eye too, and I got somebody that was a retired. What is that? What's Burt Mills do? What was that?
Financing,
but it's with Edward Jones. He retired, and I got him for Oval Eye hosting. And he just gave me great resources and where to start. He said to go to all the chambers. He said to get out there and network and get your name out there and have the cards, business cards. So
go to that
great
before
stuff.
you go and pay a coach, maybe.
Yeah,
Just
it was
to see
free.
what they would say. But those are two great pieces. So we did an episode of Soho Insights a while back that was on preparing for help. So having all of your resources ready if you need money or if you need advice, that kind of a thing. And so we came up with this worksheet that you can see on the back.
I love this. She gave this to me the first time.
Yeah, so we've got a couple quotes on there, and then then we make a list of people that you should have, like a little black book of people that can help you.
And you'll have this on ovaleye.tv.
Yeah, ovaleye.tv. Again, you guys can print
Tomorrow.
it out and use it. This is stuff that we've used. And so it's just a number of people that you can go to. And guess what? We've used this because, like,
a couple times.
for legal, for the longest time, because we were a small family business when we first started and we did website development work, we didn't do a whole lot of legal stuff. And now that we're web hosting, we do
A ton. Yeah.
And so
we
we
have good
had that
resources.
name. We went to an SBA event.
We did, and that was fun. That was
And
actually
we had the name of
Tacoma.
our lawyer.
We met her. You knew her through networking or social
I
media.
read her about, I think I read an article from her online or something like
And
that.
she
We saw her
talked.
at the event. You
Yeah.
saw her. And it
She's really
like a
good.
year or so later is when we ended up using her. But we had that name written down. So you never know when you'll need to use these people. But yeah, we have stuff like lack of motivation and things like that on there. So they're not all just hard hitting stuff, but fluffy little things too. So anyway, we talked about 4 segments of getting started. Go to ovaleye.tv to find all the links that we talked about. You can also find these episodes on...
What do you mean?
Where can people watch these?
Oh, ovaleye.tv.
And?
Blip TV.
And?
iTunes.
This is like a pop quiz for Mom. And?
Well, and on Apple TV, this is how we go through each weekend. We look at iTunes, we look at Blip TV, we look at, what else? Ovaleye.tv,
Yeah. So
YouTube.
Anyway, you can find us there. Again, every Monday night, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 Eastern. We're here live. Get in on the chat. We've got some really fun episodes coming up, so make sure you stay tuned in. Tomorrow's episode is...
Small Businesses Do It Better at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Carissa and I are interviewing Diana LeBate, and she has Sweet Cheeks Skincare. And she'll be a lot of fun because she was a librarian before that, and she became this very knowledgeable skincare agent that does, what does she do, facials? And
she does everything. She's a dermatologist.
She's
fantastic.
very fun to talk to, so we'll be talking to her tomorrow night.
All right.
Wait, what about Young Female Entrepreneurs?
Young Female Entrepreneurs. I have Elizabeth Saunders on, and it's all about time management. It's going to kick butt. It's going to be super fun.
Sign up for
I have
YFE
2
chats.
months. I have 2 months scheduled of Young Female Entrepreneurs live streams, and they're going to be off the hook.
But you do these chats too. Have
Yeah,
you been...
Twitter chats
Okay,
too.
so like her on Facebook, YFE, and on Twitter too. So I think that's it for tonight. That was fun. Oh, Did I say fun again? Oh no, huge is the word I can't say very often. All right, so until next week, thank you again for tuning in to Soho Insights, and thank you.